Good morning. This is my view. So it's not the Alpian view that I used to see sometimes. Also not every day, by the way. A lot of people in Switzerland also live in a gray area with trees, and they don't even have the benefit of the sun like we do. So I did the mistake and I listened to negative podcasts or whatever you call YouTube channels. Something about YouTube channels, there's no censorship. You can say whatever you want. And the problem is like this. So I'll just say her name, and I think a lot of people will understand without me saying anything else. Candace Owen. This African-American woman, proudly married to a white British guy, produces children one after another, and yet has time to badmouth people with conspiracy theories. So, okay, Kamala Harris, I thought that was stretching the truth a bit. Going into her family tree looking for white people when your kids are mixed race. I mean, is that the cattle calling the whatever black? That's one thing, but to demonize Israel for an incident in 1967, do the math. How long ago was it? Let's do another math. It's called the Crusade. The Crusaders came to Israel and they massacred Muslims and Jews in some quest for something, and behind it lay the manipulation of the church, wanted to get rid of people questioning why they tax people and use the money of hardworking people to build huge cathedrals and to live a fancy-free life. Very, very not like Jesus, whatever he was saying. You know, no sandals and humility there. They lived in beautiful castles, servants, they still do. The Catholic Church, to which he converted, live like millionaires. There's so many cases of child abuse. Candace Owen, why don't you look into the Catholic Church abuse of children? But no, instead of it, she continues the current Pope's beautiful treatment of Israel. I say it in cynicism. I mean, you owe Jesus your damn job, the Pope, and then you stand behind terrorists, Islamic terrorists, and demonize Israel. So there was one incident in 1967 in which an American ship was bombed. Like, it never happens in a war that by mistake even your own ships get bombed. How many times did American army bomb their own people? And what are they doing in the Middle East anyway? Is that an American border? They came to help Israel, did they? Were they helping Israel indeed? That's what I would like to inquire. But no, Candace Owen thinks she's a genius. She uncovered a mysterious tale. And if that's not enough, she adds to the list of crime of Israel 9/11. What else? I'm sure the Holocaust is also there, like the Jews caused the Holocaust. It's not the Americans' failure to bomb concentration camp, even though they knew already in 1941 what's happening in concentration camps. Americans and the Allies refused to bomb the concentration camps, which would have saved millions of Jewish lives. So this guy, she interviews this American guy, I don't even know his name and I don't want to know it, who wrote a book he called The Holocaust. A bombing of a ship where a few people were killed is the Holocaust. Yeah, that's the same thing the Palestinians are doing. They're calling a killing of terrorists genocide. It's the same thing. The fact that an American ship, which is an ally of Israel, was bombed by Israeli Air Force during a war where we didn't have a lot of technology in 1967, and even now it happens that people make mistakes. I don't know. It's really funny that an American person whose ancestors were enslaved and used to build America accuses Israel of doing bad things. It's so funny, just look at the country you live in. How about Hiroshima? Why don't you investigate why America chose to drop a nuclear weapon on civilians to stop a war? She couldn't stop it otherwise, right? She had to create a precedent, which is called nuclear weapon warfare. But no, Candace Owen thinks she's a great savior, demonizing Jews and Israel. using her channel and her followers to spread conspiracy theories, which are completely not related to what's happening in the world then and now. In 1967, I was in a bomb shelter as a baby because we were invaded. Israel was invaded by the armies, and my father was out there fighting. So this is my childhood she's demonizing, making the Israeli army as if we're some evil army that invades the Middle East and not the other way around. And a little knowledge is a very dangerous thing, and I think it's time to shut down Candace Owen. And I think as soon as Trump gets into office, that's one of the things he should do. Sadly, she's identified as a conservative voice. It's not conservative, it's conspiracy theory spreader of hate. And it's about time she'll be stopped, because if even one person plans to kill or to do anything to Jewish people because he listens to her channel and is brainwashed into thinking the Jews are the evil force in the world. No, it's not Iran, it's not Syria, it's not the Islamist terrorists, not at all, it's the Jews, of course. You know, just make a list of what the Jews contributed to the world, namely Jesus Christ. You know, if it wasn't for Jesus Christ, Candace wouldn't have had her Christmas with her lily white husband, British husband, and her half-breed kids. So when you demonize people, you know, she demonized Floyd when there was the case of this African American who was killed by an officer, and it enraged so many people. She had to, of course, demonize him and make it look like his criminal record justifies his being killed in the most disgusting way in public, as if he was, I don't know what, an animal slaughtered, which animals shouldn't be slaughtered, by the way, at all either. But he was definitely dehumanized. And yet, instead of supporting that, or at least shutting up about it, she demonized the victim. And this is what she does the best. She will applaud the rapists and Islamic terrorists, anything, just in order to appear interesting to all the conspiracy theorists in this world, the people that enjoy saying the Jews, the Jews, the Jews, the racists of this world. She loves to feed them their daily intake of false facts to expose Kamala Harris as being partly white. Like, what does that have to do with anything? And this was like during a very important campaign. And this is what you have to give? Trump won anyway. He didn't need stupid conspiracy theory about Kamala Harris. It's stupid. It's just plain stupid. And I don't know what her education is, but sadly, academic education has sunk to such a low that even if you want to take a course at one of the Ivy League universities about the Middle East, instead of facts, it's known, it's actually been revealed that the information, the sources, like when I had to do a thesis, I had to quote sources. Well, now they quote TikToks and stupid conspiracy theories, which is absolutely ludicrous. And demonizing Israel and saying it's behind 9/11, shooting of Kennedy. What else? I mean, the list is very, very long. Why don't you make a list of all the things that the Jews contributed to the world? Why don't you look into US and UK treatment of human beings, namely African people, your ancestors? Where's your pride in your own people? Defending them, protecting them, and attacking the people who enslaved them. It wasn't the Jews that enslaved the African Americans, was it? But no, you're not going to look into that, because you need to feed the racist machine, and the racist machine loves nothing more than Jew bashing. You're the kind of disgusting racist who uses other people to brainwash them, who takes people that are very weak-brained and feeds them what they want, easy solutions that demand no research, no source, no fact-checking. Just give them one incident to prove that Israel is the worst enemy to the American people that exists. Right, worse than Syria and Iran and Saudi Arabia. You do that, Candace Owen, because you have no proportions, because you don't have intelligence. An intelligent person has proportions. They know what is right and what is wrong. A good person does. An intelligent person doesn't take one fact and demonizes it and blames one people for all the evil in the world. You know who does that? A conspiracy theorist. A person who looks to get more views, and it doesn't matter, the consequences will be anti-Semitic attacks that might cause even the loss of lives. The sooner Candace Owen's channel will be shut down, the better. It's about time we shut down hate channels that incite for anti-Semitic hate and demonizing of Israel. I, for one, have had enough. Really, I've had enough.